Building confidence. That's the session for today. And thank you very much for coming back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the last few videos. Now, building confidence will be done in two parts. The first part is to do an appraisal of yourself. Write down what you are good at. Two sections. The one is strengths, and the second one is areas that you can improve. In strengths, what you have to do is write down the things that you are good at, your qualifications, your strengths. If you can sing, if you can do sports, if you can do presentations, if you can do something better than that you know that you're good at, write those things down, because you need to take stock of all that. That will let you know what you can get into. Areas of improvement is very, very important. This you need to write down what you're supposed to learn, the skill gaps that you have, the things that you don't know, because the things that you don't know is the root cause of your fear. So how to get over that fear, how to bridge that gap is finding out what you don't know. That may be a little bit difficult because you don't know what you don't know, but then if you know what you don't know, it's easier for you to fill those gaps. Number two, use those areas for improvement to build an objective. One is a short term, that is how you're going to bridge that skill gap. If it's a knowledge difference, or if it's a knowledge gap that you have, sorry about that, you can go into LinkedIn Learning, you can go into United Nations Institute of Training and Research, it's called UNITA. There are free courses in that. WHO has free courses. And then you have Udemy that has free courses. Coursera, there are some courses which you can learn. Sometimes those courses may charge you a small nominal fee, for you to get your certificate, but focus on the knowledge. That is very, very important. If you think that these courses charge you money and you don't want to spend, I would suggest you go to YouTube and type exactly what you wrote down as your areas of improvement on that YouTube or on Google, and then start reading or watching those videos. It's very, very important that you learn. So that will be your short-term objective. Your long-term objective, where you want to be. Do you want to get a job in the Middle East? Do you want to get a job in another country? That will be your long-term objective. Or for an example, your ambition, that can be a long-term objective. When you set these objectives, you have to be very, very specific what you want to achieve. Let's say you want to get a job in the Middle East. That is one level of specificity. Second is what kind of a job you want. So your strengths and your areas of improvement should tell you what kind of a job you want. And then measurement. Measurement is by when do you want to achieve this. And then A is for achievable. By when you, but how you want to achieve this, the level of education that you need to achieve, the types of jobs you need to apply, how you need to apply, where you need to apply, what you need to know about Middle East. And then realistic. Is it realistic enough? Can you do it in 6 months? Can you do it in 1 year? So you need to plan. If you have an employment source already, stick to it and then apply for the job overseas, because overseas jobs take time. And the other part of making it realistic is, do not give up your current source of employment to find something outside. Do it parallelly. For those who do not have a job yet, you can apply for the local job as well as the overseas job, because it's important for you to gather local experience, save some money, because you would need that when you go outside of the country. Time bound. So the time bound meaning that you need to make sure that you have a specific time that you have set. So I know I touched on this on the measurements, so it helps you set those milestones. And then the time bound will basically tell you by when you're supposed to achieve this. If you overshot that time, let's say you put in something like 1 year for you to get a job in the Middle East from today. Now today is the 27th of November. How long is it going to take for you to get a job? Let's say 27th of November 2025. You may be able to achieve that well in advance, or you may be able to achieve that after. No matter what It's important that you don't give up. You have to maintain that that perseverance. You have to maintain that momentum. That's very, very important. So what I taught you right now is SMART, smart objective setting for yourself. There may be a few areas that interlap between measurements and time bound. We can get to that later. I will leave that to you to ask me questions in the comment section or on my LinkedIn, so that you can leave a comment section for any of the questions that you may have from what I'm teaching you right now. So you've written down your objectives, your short-term and your long-term objectives. You need to plan when to get there. That touches on the realistic and the measurements. So write down a plan as detailed as you can, so that you know where you are. And the other part is, in building confidence, is now that you know that whole scope, you have to prepare positive talk. Tell yourself that what you're good at. It's important to find out what your strengths are. Good at. Tell yourself that this is what you can do, this is what you cannot do. It's important to tell yourself that you will succeed, that you will be victorious, and think of the happy thoughts before you start something, because that will change your mood. Life is not easy as it sounds. So you need to understand that you need to be positive, you need to be happy in what you do. So always talk positive to yourself, look into a mirror, tell yourself this is what you're good at, tell yourself this is who you are, that you are going to make it. That should build your confidence, but you have to believe in what you do. Preparation. Educate yourself. Do research on the internet. Like how I said earlier, if there are skill gaps, type that skill gap and find out how you can achieve that level of knowledge. There are a lot of YouTube and TikTok channels which can teach you all of this. Find and try to get something validated. I will try to drop some links into UNITA and WHO and LinkedIn Learning, where you can learn these courses online, most probably for free, because depending on the region they may charge you or they may keep it free, but I'll be happy to drop over some links. So educating yourself is very, very important. Now coming on to the second part of building confidence, touching on what I said earlier, believe in yourself. That is extremely important. Be discreet. When you say discreet, is do not share your plans with anyone. Make this SMART objectives by yourself. Write down your plan, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, but keep it to yourself, because what happens is when people get to know, they may give you ideas or they may derail you. So you need to understand how important it is your plans are, how important they are to you. Please keep it to yourself. If you are wrong, so be it, then you learn. At least you learn that way. But if you're wrong and somebody finds out, you may have certain traits of certain people which can discourage you. And the whole point of me telling you do not share this with anyone is so that no one discourages you. You make your own path, you make your own mistakes, and then you move forward and you learn. You need to disconnect from certain things. The first thing you need to disconnect from is your negative thoughts. So your own opinions, your own moods can sometimes be the biggest barrier that you've ever faced. You need to disconnect from that. And anything that causes you to have these negative thoughts. This could be the situation you're in, this could be people that you associate. If there is somebody who's telling you, okay, this is not going to work, think for a minute. Are they good at what they do? Do they know what they're talking about? Because people always have this tendency to speak on things that they have no idea about. So you need to disconnect from people who may not intend harm, but then they can be discouraging. They can generate negative thoughts. They can tell you, oh, you are from Kampung, you are from this area. How successful are you going to be? This is not going to happen. Keep away from that. You don't need that in your life. So you need to unlearn some of these old habits that you've had in the past that has caused you something. Remember, if you want to get something which you have not got before, you need to do something which you have never done before. That's very, very important. When you find out what your barriers are, what your areas of improvement are, you need to understand as to how you're going to get new knowledge, because you need to unlearn some of these old things that you've had, these beliefs that keep telling you, okay, my English is not good, my skills are not good. That has to go away. So you need to unlearn those thoughts so that you can learn new thoughts. Question everything you know. Why, when, what, how. That part is very, very important. Look for facts to back up your assumptions. Facts, not opinions. Facts which you find from legitimate websites. You can find them on the internet, you can find them on YouTube, because you need people who do actual research. You know, you can always go to university websites, research websites to find out more facts about what you need to learn. LinkedIn is a good one. LinkedIn is a valid source. You can find more information on that. So the reason why I say this is because, you know, it can contradict, and it will contradict. So when it starts to contradict, you need to believe that you need to believe the facts that you collect. Do your own research. Learn new skills from valid sources. I've mentioned that before, because learning new skills is available on the internet. Some of them are free courses. One of the things you need to remember when looking for free courses or looking for sources of knowledge online is to look for valid sources. You just have to make sure that there is a legitimate source where the information is coming from. What I can do is I will insert some links or maybe some suggestions in the video where you can go to these sources. You know, these are things that I have validated. So, and I wish you all the very best in acquiring that knowledge. Because the knowledge has to be right, it has to be up to date, it has to be quality. That will take you further. Thank you very much for your time, and I really hope this video benefits you. It takes you further. It gives you the confidence and gives you the courage. Remember, knowledge is one thing, confidence is another. Build your confidence so that you can exercise this knowledge, you can practice this knowledge. Please like, subscribe, insert a comment at the bottom so that I know what you need. So if you are more specific, you need clarity on what I spoke on, put that in detail in the comment section. Put it in Bahasa or any language that you're familiar with, or what I'm saying, any language that you're good at, so I can translate that. Don't worry about, you know, whether you have to say it in English or not. Just put it in any language that you want to speak in, and I will translate and I will make the next video based on that. And please remember to share this video with your friends and family so that they may benefit as well. Take care. See you soon.